Hello, beautiful friends. This is the Organizer Advisor here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Well, we have a little bit of chaos here, and you know what I like to do with chaos. I like to create calm. So, talk about organizing our flashlights and batteries today. So, go grab your hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sit while you watch this video, and I will share with you my best tips, tricks, advice, suggestions, and strategies for organizing these important items. All right, welcome. If you are new to my channel, sincere, warm welcome to you. If you are returning, my heartfelt gratitude for you for supporting my work. Please like this video if you find something valuable, and I promise you will if you stay to the end. Also, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel to help get these videos into the algorithm flow so that these videos find other people for this important information. Leave me a comment, hit that notification bell. So thank you again for being here. All right, let's get started today. Flashlights, they're essential when we need them. They can be, literally life-saving. So we want to make sure that we have them in ready-to-use condition, and that we have a dedicated space for them. Now, we may have them distributed throughout the house for specific needs, and we're going to talk about that. But right now, we want to make sure we have flashlights that work. Now, there's a variety of flashlights that you can get. They're very inexpensive, and some of them are quite expensive, like these mag. Here are my flashlights. These are dispersed throughout the house. So what you want to do is you want to check them and make sure that the bulbs work and that they have workable batteries, because what you don't want to do is depend on your flashlight, go to turn it on and it not work, and then you don't have the light when you need it. So we're going to talk about, you might want to check the batteries inside. Let's see if I can get this one. I'll get this one open. What I like to do is look for corrosion, because you don't want any corrosion on your terminals, but look for the batteries to make sure they're not corroded, and then you can just look in there and make sure there's no corrosion. That could damage your flashlight, and we don't want that. Okay, so make sure it works. Make sure you have the batteries installed correctly. I'm just going through my flashlights, check to make sure that they work, make sure that they are functional so that I have the light when I need them. Now these two are rechargeable, so they're really interesting because they don't hold a charge long, but they have USB ports, but they can be recharged. So in the case that I don't have batteries, I have backup flashlights that can be charged. Okay, so all of my flashlights, ooh, that's a bright one. All of my flashlights work. And let's see, this is look at, we have Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And so let's see. Yep, that one even works. So as far as storing your flashlights, I like to check the batteries frequently. You can do this every couple of months, especially when you replace the batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Go ahead and check your flashlight batteries and your fire extinguishers. I like to keep these flashlights, I keep one by my bed That's the pink one. And then I have one in my laundry room that's mounted on the wall so I can grab it if I need it. And then I have one in my car. I have one in my garage. And then these are just ones that I keep in my kitchen drawer next to where I store my batteries. I keep them in this little tray so that they don't roll around in the drawer, but it keeps them neat and I'm able to find them when I need them. So it keeps them nice and neat and organized, but I know exactly where they are. So creating that dedicated space is really going to pay off when we're talking about flashlights. All right, so you may want to put one in your gym bag. You may want to keep one in your office where you work, and you may even want to put one in your attic. That way, anywhere that you go that you might possibly need a flashlight, you have one there. Just make sure you remember where they are and that you check those batteries from time to time. Now, let's move on to batteries. There's some really important information I do want to share with you. A couple of things that you need to know about batteries. So I want to go ahead and why don't you gather all of your batteries? So take your bin, box, basket, whatever you have, and then gather all the batteries that you have. We want to create a dedicated space for our batteries so that we know where they are when we need them. Now, I like to store them next to my flashlights because that's the most frequent use that I have for batteries. We have all types of batteries that we use in our home. We use them for our remotes and our gaming controllers. We use them in our key fobs. We use them for our radios, especially our emergency radio. If you have a handheld ham radio, if you have a Bluetooth speaker, all of these things use batteries. So we want to make sure that we have the right type of battery for the product that we want to use, but also we want backup batteries. So let's talk about the types of batteries. Okay, so one of the things that you're going to notice is that, batteries come in all different sizes. These are my backup batteries for my mag lights. So these are D size, but then you have C size, and then you have the AA size, then you have the AAA size. These are the ones we frequently use in remotes and controllers, but we also have 9-volt, and these are really important to talk about, so please stay to the end when I share with you some really important tips on storing these batteries. So when you are looking at your devices that you use batteries for, you may want to make a list of the type of batteries that you need most frequently. So I use AA's and AAA's all the time, so I'm going to have those on hand. When I see them on sale, I'm going to stock up, but I'm not going to stock up too much because batteries do have a shelf life. You can extend that shelf life by storing them in the refrigerator. However, I don't want to stock my refrigerator with batteries because I want to make sure I have room for my food. So I don't want to overbuy. But if I do see them on sale, batteries are very expensive, and I like to be able to buy them on sale so that I have the type of batteries that I need. So I like to keep just a little list of the types of batteries that I'm going to purchase, and that is most going to be those AA's and AAA's. Now, you may have some specialty batteries as well. These are for like your key fobs. These are for your little quartz clocks, if you use clocks for telling time anymore. But these are important, especially for your key fob, because when these little key fobs don't work, it's very hard to start vehicle. So these electronic key fobs have to have a battery. So you want to check what kind of battery your key fob takes and make sure that you have backups so that when you notice that your car's, and sometimes your car will even tell you, hey, the key battery's getting low, so that you know when to replace it. But you want to have that on hand so that you don't go to start your car and it won't start because your electronic entry key is dead. So you might want to go ahead and purchase some of those. Sometimes you need these batteries for your watches. And so just look at the types of batteries that you use, and as you encounter items in your home and you know it takes a battery, you may want to just check it, write it down on your list, specifically the type of battery that you need to replace. If you have hearing aids or any other kind of medical device that requires a specific battery, diabetic pump, you definitely want to make sure you have backup batteries for that. So write those down on your list. Also, just as a side note, you can have battery packs for your cell phone. You may want to go ahead and make sure you have those charged so that in the case you lose power and your phone is going to be on the last little bit of juice it has, you have a backup battery so that you can receive important notifications and information, especially in the case of an emergency. Okay, so now let's talk about these really important 9-volt batteries. Now, a lot of us have these in our homes because we use them in our smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. But these little fellas pack a punch. These are 9-volt batteries and they can be dangerous if you store them incorrectly. So what I'm going to share with you is when you have your 9-volt battery, you want to put a piece of electrical tape over the terminals before you store it, because you do not want this touching metal, because it will heat that battery up and it can potentially start a fire. So you want to have just a little piece of electrical tape right over the terminals. I like to put it all down at the end so that it doesn't peel up, but now that's safe. Here's another little tip. If you are to dispose of this battery and it still has a little bit of juice left and you throw it away with steel wool, if these two come in contact, if that steel wool comes in contact with that terminal, it can create a fire in your rubbish bin. And if your rubbish bin is in your house before you take it out to your bulk garbage, it can create a house fire. Change these in our smoke detectors twice a year. You can do it when the time changes, or you can do it in January and June, whatever works for you. But if you have backup batteries, ensure that you are storing them correctly. You can call your county hazardous waste department and they will tell you if they collect these 9-volt batteries or any batteries where you can dispose of them properly. This is my little segment on flashlights and batteries, and I hope you found something valuable in this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, just one more gentle reminder that take time for self-care. We want to enhance our happiness and transform our life, and a big component of that process is self-care, because self-care is healthcare. I am the Organizer Advisor. I am so glad you joined me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Check out my playlist for some other important videos on how to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, my dear friends, so long.
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic